Welcome back to our Express webinar session. It's been a while since the last time we met, so to everyone who's new here, welcome on board. My name is Dimante. I'm your Teamhood coach, and I've actually been really looking forward to catching up with you with the old faces and meeting some new ones and talking in general about what we've been doing behind the scenes this whole time with Teamhood. So yeah, one of the key things we want to perfect and focus on when working on our product is Kanban. And our goal is to make Teamhood the best Kanban solution in the market. It is ambitious, so we have to start big. And recently we reached a new milestone by introducing to you Kanban 2.0. And this is something that I'm going to talk about today. So it means that you now have even more power to you and to make your Kanban boards the most visual, the most tangible, and also most complete. Today, for this reason, we have 15 minutes of your time to break down each of those three aspects and show you how to achieve that. Don't forget that at the end of each session, I'm holding some space for a quick Q&A. So if there are any questions during the presentation, feel free to drop them in the Q&A box and we'll get to them shortly. In the meantime, let's start with making your Kanban structures more visual. So you might have already noticed that Teamhood now allows you to color full cards, but on top of that, you can also add color to your statuses and to your rows. So this just gives you more possibilities, how you can enhance your current structure and add more dimension to it. For example, you can build both upstream and downstream processes in the same board. And to illustrate that, I prepared a product development Kanban board that you can see here. It consists of both upstream process for planning, prioritization, and refinement of potential new features for the product. Mostly those processes are controlled by product team and product owner. But at the same time, product development consists of downstream processes. So we have another type of work involved in this Kanban board, which already is something where a different team will be contributing to. So engineers, IT department is going to take over the development part, the testing, and releasing it in the client's environment. So naturally, when two different teams meet in one process, product development workflow, it might be tricky for them to determine which part of the Kanban board is theirs, which workflows another team is focusing on, and so on. So that is why adding color to your status backgrounds, it just gives a little bit more definition to the parts where each team is responsible for. So for example, just look at how I divided this board. I divided those two processes actually. So the upstream ones, the planning, prioritization, and refinement, I chose one type of color to add to the background, and then downstream processes, they have a different set of color. Naturally now, different teams, they both know what color of the statuses they need to focus on, but at the same time, they're able to maintain a general view of the entire product development processes without being too overwhelmed. So to add color to your status, very simple, just always look for the action menu icon and just go to your settings and choose that you want to select the fully colored background button over here. If you want to keep it a little bit more simple, you can deselect it. The color will remain on the circle next to the title of the status. Notice how I'm changing the color of the status and the circle changes as well, but it's more like a minimalistic approach. So if you want, stick to that option, but if you want to bring it a little bit more color vibrancy and make it stand out a little bit more, go ahead and choose the fully colored background like I did in this example. And not color related right now, but if you want to add a little bit more definition and divide different processes within one board, take advantage also of filtering and saving custom views. What I did here is I filtered upstream processes. So I chose to filter only the statuses that are relevant for the upstream processes. So only something where product team is going to be involved. And I saved it as a custom view. The next time product team wants to focus deeply only on their work, they can shift to this custom view and move it forward from backlog all the way to the dev next status, which is like just like a parking space, parking lot, where, or as we can call it, a backlog for the developers to take the tasks that are ready, that they are refined and they are ready to move forward to the development phase. The same goes with the downstream processes. So developers, they can use their own custom views and access only the statuses relevant to them. At the same time, also maintaining the general view of how everything is going in terms of the whole scope and the whole product development. Yeah, so this is how it works with statuses. Now we can apply the same principle to rows. Let me just switch to another board to illustrate that. And yes, this is a support handling, tickets handling board I prepared for you today. I chose to categorize those tickets by new tickets incoming in this row. Then we have another category for high priority tickets, and then medium and low priority accordingly. Now, I bet all of yours attention directly shifted to the high priority row, which was actually my goal when I chose to color it in red. It already makes the most important part of this Kanban board stand out. And now my team, when they're logging in and opening this board to help me handle the support tickets, they don't have to necessarily rely on verbal cues, reading what kind of title of each row there is, where is the high priority row that they need to focus on. They will always be very easily able to see that if I add some pop of color to it. Again, adding color to a row, very simple, just always, again, respectfully, like with the statuses, action menu, settings, and you choose the color that you like. Once you add it, you simply close it, and it's there. Now, one thing here to consider, I would not recommend mixing colored rows and colored statuses in one board. If you were to add a fully colored background to your status like this, you notice how it's already a little bit intense for the eye and a little bit confusing, then you don't know where to put your attention to. So just figure out what kind of aspect is more important to you, whether it's a row, something horizontal, or a status vertical, like we spoke in the previous example for the product development board. You can still, of course, keep a little bit pop of color here in the circles, and I think it's perfectly enough if you have a row colored in red, but you can still add some color in the circle next to the title of the status to maybe make it a little bit more vibrant and nice. Yeah, so this is it's about rows. The third part in your Kanban board where you can add color and utilize color coding is cards. And previously, we also offered an ability to add color to your cards, but previously it looked a little bit more like this. It was just a little bit toned down version. You were able to choose a color for this narrow line at the left corner of each card. Right now, if you want, you can still keep it this way by disabling this selection in the show column in your customized settings. But if you want to bring it a little bit more to life, make it a little bit more vivid, just enable to see item card background as well. What it does, it helps you to group the types of tickets that you're getting, not only by urgency for what we're using rows, but you can also visually see what types of tickets you're getting. So I can already tell that without even having to read the titles that I have 2 bugs happening in my support board right now. There are 3 question tickets and then 3 demo requests. One of them has already been completed. So just adding this pop of color here just allows you to, again, easier group the type of work that needs to be addressed. And for bugs, it's natural to choose red color because this is something more urgent. This is something that will require more input from you, from engineers to fix and to release. So maybe you can add a red color to it. Demo requests, on the other hand, they're a little bit more pleasant tickets to get. So you're excited to have a demo with a client. And it's also easier to handle. You just have to book a time. So maybe we can choose some cooler tones to it, something more calming for the eye. And also questions. Questions are likely also quite easier to handle than bugs. So maybe we can choose a color like red in this example. And also another tip from my side, when creating this type of board, like a support board where you have those tickets and you group them by color, feel free to save those types of cards as a template so that next time you want to report a bug, you choose not from a blank item where you then have to take an extra step and add this color, but you can immediately have pre-saved templates for bug, for demo request and question, and don't have to worry about adding color to it, making sure that the color tones match, and so on. Okay, we're done with the visual part. Now let's move to making your Kanban a little bit more tangible. And what do I mean by tangible? It's quite simple. You can utilize the built-in reporting capabilities in your Kanban board to track how each item is progressing. And I'm talking about layers, a little icon over here, top right corner of your board. We did have 3 layers available earlier on as well. So estimated versus tracked time, when will it be done, a prediction if you want to just see when the system will plan your tasks to be done based on your previous experience and patterns that it collects throughout the time. And also item age. Item age layer allows you to then see and prioritize your cards, your support tickets, not only by the priority that you have in your rows or by the type of the ticket, but also how long it's been sitting in your support board. In this example here, I see I have 2 identical medium priority demo requests that I am working on right now. But applying this layer of item age just visually shows me that this one right here, it was submitted 2 days ago. So it's already sitting here a little bit longer than the upper one. Naturally, I want to move forward with the 2 days demo request faster, just in order to ensure timely response time for my clients. So it helps me visualize that and see that. One last layer that we introduced quite recently with this Kanban 2.0 upgrade is time in status. So time in status now allows you to see not only with that item age layer, you were able to see how long the card is located in this Kanban board, how long it's been created, but now you can also see how long it's been sitting in this particular status. So we see that, for example, this demo request was created 2 days ago, but only 1 day ago, it's been moved to work in progress. But still, comparing with this demo request, this one has the priority because it spent actually more time in this status, and we can move forward with it. Okay, yeah, so we are almost done with today's presentation, covered 2 parts, and I want to finish my demonstration with the last piece of advice on how to make your Kanban more complete. So if coloring content or viewing layers is not enough to ensure the efficiency in your team, feel free, don't forget to resort to reporting that is available outside of your board. So just clicking on this blue plus sign to add some new workspace content and create your reports. Timesheet report for time tracking, workload report to manage your team's capacity, or it can also be performance metrics, just to check how your progress has been in comparison with 3 previous months. And also keep in mind that you can customize how you see your cards in the Kanban board. You can add more data fields to it if you like. Right now, it's pretty empty, but when I open the card in item details, I see way more fields, data fields that I can then add information to. I can add budget and progress and estimation and so on. I can even create custom fields. If something that's not here, but you would like to have this field, you can create a custom field. And then in the customize section here, choose what do you want to see in your primary vision, what you see when you open your Kanban board. For example, if we enable to see item age field, you don't have to go and open your layer every time, because right now you will always be able to see which request, which ticket has been sitting here longer, if you are okay with adding more information to your cards. Don't forget to save your preferences always, because if you don't, the next time you come into the board, they will be restored to default settings that you had previously. Yeah, saving it. Yeah, so that would be all for today. Before I let you go, though, I want to make sure that your questions are answered. So let me just stop sharing my screen very quickly and see if we had some questions in the Q&A box. Yes, we are getting a question from Jenny. Jenny asks, thank you for the presentation. You're welcome. Happy it was useful. And okay, our team loves the ability to color statuses, but what about limits? Can I limit any of my Kanban statuses? Yes, of course. Let me share my screen back with you and show you how to do that. Yes. You can limit your statuses, again, going to the action menu of your board and going to your settings. See over here at the bottom, this is the work in progress limit bar, where you can either select the limit from the default section, or you can type in the limit, let's say 7. And you can set it like this. Now you will notice that you have 1 task out of 7 available in this status. And also, you can set a limit not only to 1 status, but also to the status group and to the row. If we're talking about a status group, go to the action menu of the whole status group and set your limit here. And if you want to explore it even further, go to the action menu of your row and choose what type of limit you want to set for the row. It can be budget, it can be estimation, items, and then you can set your limit. It will appear over here. Okay, well, some more questions. Oh no, just a thank you from Jenny. You're welcome. So hope it was useful, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget that if you have some ideas, something else you would like to see in your Kanban, share it with us. We're always welcoming your thoughts. And at the bottom right corner of your Teamhood account, you will see just this blue. Let me come back to screen sharing one more time. You will see this gray, actually, question mark, learning and health button, where you can request a feature. So submit your inquiries, upvote the others submitted by your maybe coworkers, by your community members, and then see what gets implemented. The most popular inquiries get implemented by our product owner, and he's actually very active there, leaving comments and just maybe finding workarounds for you. So make sure to check it out. Thanks again for stopping by. I hope it was useful. I hope you will test out the color coding in your Kanban. And yeah, let us know how you like it, and see you in the next session.